I guess we'll close with this, but I think as I look at what Donald Trump has done, and this, we're heading into end of the year of year one. I don't recognize this country from what I don't recognize it as the country I grew up in, because you want to fight about vaccines, you want to besmirch those who came before you in tawdry little plaques. You want to rename, as you said, it's fascism. You want to rename a building, and John's right. Absolutely, there's going to be a big banner just flowing down the Washington Monument that says TRUMP all the way down. I see that coming, and people said, "Oh, it'll never get." It's gotten that bad. The first 100 days showed you where we were, and by the way, that's coming out soon. I got to send you a link, and then and so where are we now at the end of the first year? I can't say I'm surprised. I can't even say I'm frightened anymore. I'm just merely concerned because you have a measles epidemic coming, the worst in 30 years. You deny science to the point where the things that would prevent misery, as you said, we look at it as if it's mythology. And there are a number of people who will simply go, Donald Trump, he's the guy. You got to look to him. That's Mike Johnson, the ineffective Congress. Susie Wiles, who says she defers to him and she's the facilitator. But to John's point, at the end of the day, is there any hope coming out of it? Is there something in the Republican Party? Is there any hope for the country moving forward? That's my last question for you. Extra long edition of today, but I mean, it kind of is. We're heading into Christmas. We're the gift that keeps giving. So I'll start with that question with you, John. Hopes going forward. We've unraveled quite a bit of shit today, so I guess that's where I'll ask both of you.
I mean, I guess there's always hope, but at the same time, you know, there's no leadership from either party. You can put it all on Trump, and it's very easy to do that.
He's a
But
symptom.
again, where Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, Catherine
Agreed.
Clark, and Brian Schatz wants to be the next Chuck Schumer. I didn't hear about Senator Schatz getting a group of moderate Republican and Democrats in a room last week trying to come up with something. There's a lack of leadership on both sides. There's a lack of a willingness to compromise. The system itself is broken. It costs so much to run for office and then to hold your seat. You're not incentivized to vote yes and bend a little. The incentives are there to not compromise and vote no. So while there's hope, you look to a I think it's going to have to be a new generation of leadership to emerge. I'm not sure who those people are. I guess we have to have hope, right? Otherwise, what's the alternative?
Right.
Um, there are good ideas from both sides, but those good ideas are not allowed through the system. And if you put them out there, if you stick your neck out, then you get attacked by the far left or the far right. You get attacked by MAGA. You get attacked by the progressive wing. And one of the problems is right now the money which brings influence is on those more extreme sides. And then you've got a transactional guy like Trump in the Oval Office. Well, he's going to be beholden not to the people. Ironically, remember he was Mr. Forgotten Man and Woman. Well,
Right.
it's just a constant
And
a
he's forgotten
constant
the men and the women.
it's a constant marching into the Oval Office of CEOs and vice presidents and prime ministers and crown princes and presidents of other countries, and then more CEOs and more chairmen of this board and that board. Can I have money for my ballroom? How about some money for the Kennedy Center? So when you're asking people for money, you then owe them things, and you're not thinking about the folks. You're not thinking about the people who elected you. You're trying to repay this CEO and that CEO, and what's the crown prince thinking? So the whole system's broken. Both parties help break it, and we need a new generation, I think, of leadership to emerge. And we'll see what happens starting in the midterms.
Last words.